sorry, part two. We'll finish it quite quickly. So we're talking about chord families. So the first, the fourth, and the fifth. The first, fourth, and fifth um, notes in a scale, chords based on those first, fourth, and fifth notes make up most songs. Okay. Now, what about the other notes, and what type of chords are made? All right. Now, this can again become a bit tricky to remember. All right. The first and the fourth and the fifth chords that you would play are the major form of the chords. Okay. We're not talking about major scales. We're talking major chords now. Very important point. Okay. The first, fourth, and fifth form the major chords. Okay. What about the other ones? All right. Now, the second, the third, and the sixth, 2, 4, and 6. Sorry, 2, 3, and 6. 2, 3, and 6 form the minor chords. We're talking about chords now, not scales. Okay, so and the seventh one we will ignore completely for now. Completely ignore. And the eighth one is obviously the first one. So basically, to play a song, you need to know 6 chords. Am I making sense? To play a song, you need to know 6 chords. The first, fourth, and fifth, very, very important. Most songs you will need to know that anyways, but they are the major chords. The second, third, and sixth, very, very important. You need to know them. They are the minor form of the chords. But of these three, 6 minor is the most important. Okay, so these 3 are important, and the 6th minor. And so if you know these 4 chords, most songs you can play. If you know these 6 chords in that particular key, again, most songs you can play. All right. Apart from these 6 chords, there are so many other chords. What about the 7th and passing chords and mixture of chords that all advanced level? Okay. So now we're going to learn how to use these the first, fourth, and fifth, and the 6th minor. Okay, first, fourth, and fifth, and the 6th minor for these 5 keys. Okay, so we're going to learn 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's 4 times 5, 20 chords. These 20 chords, if you know, okay, done deal. But if you realize, if you're already ahead of me, I don't know, I should get a proper stand. Anyways, if you realize, if you're ahead of me, for example, the key of C, okay, the first chord is going to be the major chord, right? First is major. Okay, so C major, okay, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. Okay, you need to know these 6 chords to play the song in C. Now G major, you need to know G major, obviously, but then you already learned G major from here, so already 1 chord less. A minor, you already learned A minor from here, again 1 chord less. B minor will be new. C major, you already learned it here. D major will be new. E minor, you already learned it here. So if you see, you just need to know a handful of chords, basically, just a handful of chords. Okay, you need to know these 5 chords because they're all 5 of them are separate. All right, wait, this is E, sorry. All right, these 5 you need to know, definitely. Okay, F you will need to know. Okay, B you will need to know, so that's 7. Okay, these are the major chords you need to know. And then the minors, you'll need to know A minor, B minor, C sharp minor. Okay, not C minor, you won't need to know C minor. C sharp minor. Okay, D minor, that's a minor chord because it's the sorry, that's a major chord, sorry. D minor. That's number 2 position. So number 2 position will be minor. Okay, E minor and F sharp minor. So basically, you need to know 14 chords and G sharp minor as well. Sorry, yeah, G sharp minor. So 7 of the major chords, and 6 of the minor chords: A minor, B minor, C sharp minor, D minor, E minor, F sharp minor, G sharp minor. If you know these 14 chords, you can play almost all songs. Okay. There are different types of chords now. I'm just going to mention it so that you are aware of them. Okay. So we talked about major chords. Okay, which you will definitely need to know. We talked about very bigger major, minor, which you talked about. Then there are other chords called sus chords. There are chords called diminished chords. They're called augmented chords. Okay, and then combination chords, like I said. All of these chords. So pros, even I don't know. Pros will know all of these types for each of these, for all the scales. So for C, G, D, A, E, F, B, C sharp, D sharp, for all the 12 keys, all the 8 chords, all of these they know. Pros will know. So about 200 chords or so they will know. Okay, but we are only going to focus on 14. Okay, so we learned about scales in those 7 chords, or 7 notes. Sorry, 7 notes. Then we talked about chord families. All right, we said if you know the first, fourth, and the fifth chord, where's that part gone? That's down there. There. The first, the fourth, and the fifth chords, first, fourth, fifth note of any scale, chords based on that, rather major chords based on that, you can play most songs. But if you know the second, the third, and the sixth minor chords, you can add even more flavor. Okay, let me just play an example for you. So we played Open the Eyes of My Heart, right? So we're playing in the key of E. Okay, E major, E major, E major, B major, B major, B major, B major, F sharp minor. See, I'm playing the 2 minor here. F sharp minor, A major, A major, E major, to see you, B major, B major, C sharp minor, C sharp minor, 6 minor, okay, 6 minor, C sharp minor, A, B major, B major, B major, C sharp minor, E. And those are all the songs in the original song as well. So literally I played E, F sharp minor, I didn't play G sharp minor, A, B, and C sharp minor. So I played 5 chords and I played the original song for you. So you're getting, so you need to know the scales. Okay, and how do you know which note comes in the scale? The formula is 1 1 upar hai, 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Those are the notes in the scale, and for each note you get a subsequent chord. So for the first note you get a major chord, for the second note you'll get a minor chord, third note you'll get a minor chord, fourth note you get a major chord, fifth note you get a major chord, sixth note a minor chord, the seventh note we said we won't talk about it now, and then the eighth obviously is the root again. Okay, so that is a little understanding of chord families. I really hope I've made sense. If not, if it wasn't clear, I'll happy to do this entire lesson again in using different language. But the thing to take away from today is focus on these 5 major scales. Okay, how do you know the notes in the scale? By that formula. Okay, once you get the notes in those 5 scales that you've taken a screenshot of before, you start taking the first note and you make a chord out of it, and we'll learn how to make those chords and how to form those chords. The chord for the first will be not a minor but a major, C major, D minor, E minor. So first is major, fourth is major, that's F major, fifth is major, okay, and then the 2 and the 3 and the 6, that's A. 2, 3 and 6 are the minor chords. Seventh just completely ignore, and then eighth again we're back to the root. Okay, so that's mainly what we learned today. 1, 4, 5 is major, 2, 3, 6 is minor, and focus on these 5 keys and you should be fine. Next lesson onwards, I'll start teaching you how to play the chords exactly. All right, so we've moved away from the keyboard, we've come to the drawing board, and now from tomorrow onwards, or rather next week onwards, we'll go to the guitar to see how to play those chords. All right, I hope it's helpful. If it's not helpful, I will redo this lesson for you, but let me know. How do they do it? Cheese.